Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I am streaming to you from the capital of Hungary, Budapest. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. Hi Pachu, hi Navjeet, hi Awaz. Good to see members in the class on time. Again, students, these lessons are brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. And for the general version, check us out at gieltshelp.com. Also, download our app from your app store, Academic IELTS Help. That's for academic materials. You can link the app to your website in the More tab and get a really unique, interactive, integrated learning experience. So make sure to do that. Also, students, for those of you looking to get our exams in hard copy, you can go to your Amazon store online and look for AE Helps Academic IELTS or GE Helps General IELTS. If you have questions, comments, concerns about the exam, about our product, send us an email, Adrian, Adrian, at aehelp.com. Hi, Carolina. Good to see you in the class. Carolina, I saw that you were looking for a speaking partner with Amarjeet at the end of class there. I'm not sure if the stream was still active, so maybe Amarjeet didn't see your last messages. But that's a good idea. I'll set something up, Carolina, on our YouTube community board so that people can hook up for speaking partners as well, okay? So I have a couple of good ideas around that. All right, students. Today we are doing reading. Tomorrow we will do listening. Then on Saturday, no class. On Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we have more classes coming up. And the 20th to 25th, no live classes, but we will be releasing new HD videos on the channel. So make sure to check back. Hi, Danielle. Good to see you in this class as well. Pavan, on time. Great. Okay, students, so let's jump over to today's reading passage. We are looking at this beautiful beast of the wild. Most of you recognize the animal. Indeed, it is a tiger. So this is the reading section. Make sure to read nice and loud. Follow with the text. The title here is Animals of Different Stripes. Okay, as soon as you see a picture like this, it should remind you to visualize. It means picture the information that you're going to read. All right, so visualize and picture, especially when your topic is a very physical topic, like an animal, like tigers. It's a very visual topic. Then seeing what you read in the mind's eye will help you greatly. Now, when you read this title, Animals of Different Stripes, what do you predict? What do you think this might be about? Okay, so look at the title, look at the picture. And visualize. See the information. Okay. Include yourself. Maybe riding a tiger through the forest. Okay. That helps you to understand information. Okay. Charlie Sen says different types of stripes. Happy says the life of tigers. Amarjeet says dangerous animals. Navjeet says maybe zebras and tigers both have stripes. Okay, so yeah, read the title and begin predicting the information in the text. All right, sure. Now, hopefully you get some ideas around what you're going to read. If not, that's okay. Take a look at the questions and then decide whether you should read them, and maybe these will help you also to understand the information better. Shang Hung says maybe something about 2 tigers. All right. Hikmatillo, perhaps it's an endangered animal. So good. So a lot of you are searching your memory banks for information that you have seen and heard and read about tigers. Very good. Hassan Sadiq, our member, says, why some animals maybe have stripes on their skin? Possible, Hassan. Not skin, but fur in this case. Fur. All right. So we look at the first set of questions. This is called a categorization type question, where you have to fit the information into the right category. Now, this type of question, this matching category type question, is information that is all in the passage. So definitely review this before you start reading. So here it says, classify the following facts as applying to A, Bengal tigers, B, Siberian tigers. Aha! We have a couple of different subspecies of tigers here. Bengal tigers, Siberian tigers. All right, so let's read these. Lives further from the equator, has a significantly higher population, exhibits large size fluctuations depending on geography, grows no additional fur during different seasons, lives in a climate with large temperature fluctuations. Fantastic. Okay, so we read those. We now realize that we're going to read some information about 2 types of tigers. Good. Here we have some yes, no, not given statements that we have to understand and identify. Should I read this before the passage? I'm sure many of you now know the right answer for this. Okay. So, should we read this? No. Pavan says no. Charlie Sen says no. Nope. Definitely not. Okay, there's a lot of false, potentially not given information here. It's just confusing. There's no reason to review this type of question. It's actually counterproductive. So reading yes, no, not given, true, false, not given questions before the passage is a bad idea. Okay, and then we have complete each sentence with the information from the passage. So this is called sentence completion type questions, where you have a number, you have a couple of missing words, you need to get the correct word from the passage and then put it into the space. These are good to read because all of this information is coming somewhere from the passage. Now, are you going to read the exact same sentence in the passage? So will you find this sentence? Humans are not a part of the tiger's regular. So are you going to see that exact same sentence in the passage somewhere? Number 24. Charlie Sen says, no, you will not. Okay. Well, look at the passage. Hikmatillo says, we need to scan. No, Hikmatillo, you do not need to scan. You need to read. Okay. If you want to get a band score 7, don't scan, read. Okay. All right. A little bit brighter. Yeah, you won't see it because it will be paraphrased. So they're not going, that would be too easy. You don't need English skills to play the game Go Fish, Purple Fish, Purple Fish. So it won't be exactly the same in the passage. They will paraphrase it using words, synonyms, antonym negatives, descriptors. Okay, anyhow, let's review them. While not common, the Bengal tiger will resort to something humans, especially if they are unable to process the flesh of other animals. 26, attack by Bengals are often committed in defense of the tiger's something there. Missing. All right, it's the end of those questions. We've looked at the questions. We're on the right track. Now we need to read. Okay, so here we have our passage, animals of different stripes. And now we're going to read the passage together. And for this reading, I'm going to hop over to our website. You can see at the top here, it says Reading Audio CD2 Track 6. So one unique feature that we have for our IELTS preparation courses is we actually give the audio for the reading sections to help you improve your English, your reading, your listening. On the real exam, you don't have that, but for learning, it's very, very useful. So this is our academic IELTS website. When you join the premium package, you can log in to your My Student account at the top there. And then you have access to a lot of goodies, 100 video lessons, computer-based exams, and much, much more. And then in the audio CDs, we can find this reading, of course, with a British English speaker. So let's read together. Here we go, everyone. Get ready. 3, 2, and 1. There we go.
The Siberian and Bengal tigers. The Siberian and Bengal tigers are two of the most well-known types of tigers. These tigers are very similar. In fact, they come from the same species, but they do have some important differences. These similarities and differences, while interesting to note, are vital pieces of information for the people in charge of the conservation of endangered species of tigers. Wildlife conservationists have to tell the difference between the two in order to keep accurate accounts of the respective populations. The first main difference between the two tigers is the location of their habitats. The Siberian tiger today lives only in the far northeast part of Russia, called Siberia, although it used to live as far west as Western Asia and as far east as parts of Alaska. One of the main reasons Siberian tigers do not live in China anymore is due to widespread illegal hunting there in the past. Bengal tigers live in a warmer, more southern climate. They reside mostly in India, but also in Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan. Bengal tigers are the most numerous of all tigers, with approximately 1,800 living in the wild worldwide. Siberian tigers, conversely, number only about 200 to 300 in their natural habitats. Both tigers are extremely popular zoo exhibits, which further contributes to the low numbers of both, especially the Siberian tiger. There have been efforts to breed Siberian tigers in captivity, and many of these efforts have been successful. However, the offspring are unfit to live in the wild. At the very least, these efforts allow zoos to maintain their exhibits without taking even more tigers out of the wild population. Siberian tigers on average are larger than Bengals. The average weight of a Bengal male is about 220 kilograms, while the weight of a Siberian averages slightly heavier. Amazingly, Siberian tigers can be as large as 320 kilograms. The lengths of these animals are also different. On average, male Siberian tigers have a nose-to-tail length of 3 meters, while the Bengal's length is slightly shorter. Their tail lengths, interestingly, are the same, averaging around 1 meter. One notable observation is that the farther north in the Bengal tiger's habitat, the larger the animals get. The average weight of a tiger in northern India is about 15 kilograms more than ones in southern India, where the average recorded weight is 220 kilograms. Another clear difference between the two tigers is the seasonal growth of a winter coat for the Siberian tiger. Since they live in northern Russia, which is an unforgiving climate in the winter, the ability to endure temperatures well below freezing is essential for survival. Unlike the Bengal tiger, which lives in more equatorial climates around India, where the temperatures are more or less the same year-round, the Siberian lives in a climate where the temperature can vary more than 50 degrees Celsius. Because of this, Siberians grow longer fur in the winter. For example, the fur on the Siberian's back in the summer measures about 16 millimeters, while in winter this length almost triples. The Bengal tiger has no need for such a long winter coat. The two tigers share many similarities, including diet and reproduction. Being carnivorous, other animals are the food supply for both. The types of animals hunted are various due to the different regions that are home to these tigers. Bengals eat animals such as wild boar, water buffalo, and chital, while Siberian tigers eat primarily wild boar, deer, and moose. Bengals and Siberians have very similar reproductive cycles. Both tigers reach maturity around 4 years of age, at which time they begin their mating rituals. The females are pregnant for about 15 weeks and give birth to between 1 and 4 cubs. Each of these cubs weighs about a kilogram and will be entirely dependent on their mother for the first 6 months of life. After that time, they begin their learning process, where they develop the skills they need to hunt and kill for survival. After 2 or 3 years, the cubs are ready to leave their mother and hunt independently. And at the age of 4 or 5, they reach sexual maturity, and so the cycle continues. One last difference between the two tigers is a significant one, especially for humans. Neither tiger hunts humans as part of their normal diet, but one of the two tigers is known to be a man-eater. The Bengal tiger, under the right circumstances, will eat humans. Bengals will attack humans in 2 cases. First, they will attack humans who interfere with the Bengal's hunting or feeding. Bengal mothers do not take kindly to people when they are feeding their cubs. Also, older Bengals will kill humans for food because humans are easy to eat, unlike wild boar, for example. Human skin is soft and fleshy, perfect for an old tiger with weak muscles and worn-down teeth. Siberians, however, will generally not attack humans unless they feel threatened. As such, records show that Bengal attacks are far more common than Siberian attacks.
Supernovae.
All right, so that is an audio reading from the premium course on the website. Quick question, students. What do you think about that reading? Was it fast, a little bit slow? What's your opinion? How many minutes do you think that reader was going for? So what's the timing of that? How many minutes did this person spend reading? Ryuk says, it's kind of normal. Pavan says that was maybe even slow. Hikmatillo says maybe 5 minutes. I can tell you exactly how many minutes because we have it here. 6.5 minutes. So if I zoom in, it might be a little bit bright for you. You probably don't see that, right? It's super, super bright. But if I darken it, you see the player on the website. And you see here the total time is 6 minutes, 30 seconds. So you might have felt that that was a bit long or a bit slow, but in fact, that's a very fast speed for the exam. You can spend even 8-9 minutes, okay, on the reading passage, as long as you have about 10-12 minutes for the questions, you should be okay, all right? So you should spend about 10 to 12 minutes on the questions. This person was just reading for 6.5 minutes. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. Now, this type of passage, it's much, much easier to read and then answer the questions instead of searching or scanning. Why? Because number one, the topic is relatively easy. It's visual. It's about 2 tigers. You can keep a mental track of what you're reading. And even the layout, it's kind of like a magazine style layout with these columns. these are fairly tricky for the eyes to search information for, especially paraphrase. So it's not a good idea. Okay, so here we had two types of tigers. Before we begin, let's see how well you comprehended this information. So we had the Bengal tiger, right? Bengal tiger, oh. And the Siberian. Okay. What were the differences? So let's talk about the differences. Let's see how many of these you remember. Okay, so what were the differences between the Bengal and the Siberian tiger? Okay. What were the differences between the Bengal and the Siberian tiger? Okay, Ryuk says weight. Okay. Good. Yep, that was definitely different. Yeah. The dog says big fur, not big fur. Yeah, big fur, little fur. Sure. Okay. So the coat. Yeah. Joanne Justy says climate. I don't know if there was anything about color. Careful using your own information. Habitat, feeding, very good. So they live in different parts of the world. They're feeding, their food is different. Yeah, we heard that as well. Okay, Roshan says their shape is maybe different as well. Yep, there was mention about that. Okay. Man-eater and not man-eater. Yeah, good. Very good. Okay, so man-eater, not man-eater. All right. Yep, so Tariku says shorter. So shorter. For Bengal tigers. Very good. All right. Good. Now, there were a lot of differences. I think we got most of them. That was really nice. Well done. Well done. What were the similarities? What were the same? So what was the same between the two of these beautiful beasts? What was the same? Ametha Doc says reproduction. Jayaram says time for growing. Yeah. So reproduction or reproductive cycle. It says it's the same. Yeah, absolutely. Their tails are the same. Yeah. So tails. Very good, Carolina. They're carnivorous. It means they're both meat eaters. So they're both carnivorous. Okay, very good. Their tail length are the same. There was another one. Somebody caught it. Good. I like it. I like it. That was Navjeet Singh says they're the same species, in fact. So even though they may look a little bit different, they are still the same species. What that means is you could probably crossbreed them. So you could have a mix of a Bengal and a Siberian tiger and have a Bengal-Siberian baby tiger. That's kind of cool. I bet they probably exist in nature at some points, maybe. Okay. Their maturation is the same. Yeah, so they grow up in about the same amount of time. And Pachu says their gestational period is roughly the same as well. So the time it takes for the babies to develop. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the reproductive cycle. Very good. Okay. Excellent. All right. Now, let's look at the questions and answer them together. The reason I did this is because you should check your comprehension of a passage before you look at questions. So test yourself. Test how well you understand a passage before you look at questions. It's too often that students are looking at the questions in hopes that the answers are going to jump out and lend themselves or give themselves to the student. And that's just not the case. So believe in your own mind and use your own brain before you look at the questions. Okay? All right, now we can do this together. So here we go. Classify the following facts as applying to A, Bengal tigers, or B, Siberian tigers. Number 14, lives further from the equator. Which one is that? A, Bengal tigers, or B, Siberian tigers? So you have your answer sheet like this. You have number 14, and here you have to put A or B. So which one lives further from the equator? A, Bengals, or B, Siberian tigers? All right, for all of you giving B, absolutely. It makes sense, right? Remember to use what is one of the most powerful tools and strategies that you can use on the exam to get questions correct, especially if you're running out of time. Especially if you realize that, oh, I don't have much time left for this passage, then you need to switch and use this strategy as much as possible. Very good, Daniel. Very good, Charlie. Yeah, immediately think of your logic. Okay, so here, lives further from the equator. Okay, here's our planet. The equator is the line at the center that divides the north and the south hemisphere. Okay, obviously India rests near the equator, and you have Siberia up in northern Russia here. So clearly Siberia is further from the equator. So that's where you're going to see the Siberian tigers. So they live further from the equator. That's your logic, okay? Number 15 has a significantly higher population. Bengal or Siberian tigers? Number 15. Ryuk Info NP. Awaz, very good. Yeah, that's A. So far, so good. That's the Bengal tiger. Bonus question, how many? How many Bengal tigers are alive today in the wild that we know of? What's the estimate? Roughly 1,800. Yeah, I think the answer is roughly 1,800. So there's about 1,800 living in the wild. That's one tiger for every 4 million people on Earth, if my math is correct, right? 2,000 times 4 is 8,000, 8 billion. So for every 4 million humans on Earth, we get one Siberian tiger. Oh, they're not doing so hot, those beautiful, beautiful cats. I hope that they multiply and there'll be more of them in the future for our children to see and enjoy. All right, number 16, exhibits large size fluctuations depending on geography. Okay. So exhibits large size fluctuations depending on geography. It means it can be smaller, it can be bigger. Is that the Siberian or is that the Bengal? Okay, the correct answer for 16 is A. So why? Why? How do we know that? And again, you don't have to search here. So you can use your logic. Where do Bengal tigers live? Bengal tigers live in India, Nepal, Bhutan, and there's 1,800 of them, right? So they live from south to north in Asia, and there's 1,800, so it makes sense that when you have a tiger, a Bengal tiger living here in southern India, and another Bengal tiger living in northern India or in Nepal, then this tiger may be smaller than this tiger up here. Okay? Think about scarcity of food, food source, and so on, right? So Of course, Navjeet, Bangladesh. It's a Bengal tiger. Yes, they definitely live there too. All right, so again, that's very clear. Now, if you didn't get that, remember your visualization, okay? It's very important to visualize. So here, have a look. One notable observation is that the further north in the Bengal tiger's habitat, the larger the animals get. Okay? The average weight of a tiger in northern India is about 15 kilograms more than ones in southern India, where the average recorded weight is 220 kilograms. So they're about 7% bigger in North India than South India. This was very visual for me. So I saw myself in India visiting my cat friends in the south, and they were smaller than my feline friends to the north. Okay? So visualize. Okay? All right. Let's keep going. Grows no additional fur during different seasons. A, Bengal tiger. B, Siberian tiger. You should definitely get this one correct if you understand the question. So grows no additional fur during different seasons. Many of you are answering A, which is good. Why? Because there aren't really that many different seasons. North India, yes, okay, especially if you get into the region of the Himalayas, but for most of India and for most of those southern climes, there's not going to be much difference. It's warm most of the year, so a short fur is enough. But the Siberian tiger, there's a warm summer and a very cold winter. Obviously, it needs longer fur in the winter. So again, logic, students, logic, okay? So 17 is clearly A. So B, A. And number 18, lives in a climate with large temperature fluctuations. Again, that one should be fairly easy. So using your logic for number 18. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So lives in a climate with large temperature fluctuations. B, of course, right? So we just discussed that. So Siberia, northern Russia, warm in the summer, cold in the winter. Okay? So use your logic. It can help you a lot, especially with these types of very physical, common sense type of topics, like comparing Bengal and Siberian tigers. Okay, yes, no, not given. This is the one where a lot of students begin searching the text for answers, and it's not what you should do. Okay, for yes, no, not given, you should use logic, and you should use the if, this, then, that logic that computer programmers use, okay? Ask a series of questions. Keep it simple. So for yes, no, not given, true, false, not given, first start with the question of is this important for the passage? First you want to decide, is it given or not given? Okay, so let me write a couple of notes for you for yes, no, not given, true, false, not given to help you with these. They're not as bad as you think they are. Okay, so yes, no, not given, and true, false, not given. Okay, so first, decide whether the information is given or not given. How do you do this? How? By identifying whether the information is important to include in a 700-word essay about this topic. Okay? So, example, here you go. Both animals are primary meat eaters. So, my question, when we compare Bengal and Siberian tigers, is it important to know about their eating behavior? Okay, so here it is. When we compare Bengal and Siberian tigers, is it important to know about their eating behavior? And the answer there is yes. Absolutely, it's important. Good, Hikmatillo. So yes, it is. Okay. The answer is yes, it is. Therefore, I know that it's given. Okay, even if I don't remember it, I know that it's very likely given. Now, I can get to the second stage of giving the right answer to the yes or not given by taking the next step. Okay, so secondly, I ask, is it true or false? Okay, after I know that it's given, I can ask myself, is it true or false? So now the question is it true that both tigers are meat eaters? Okay, and the answer is yes. Carolina gave that to us earlier. She said they're both carnivores. So yes. Okay, therefore the answer is yes. All right, so now I can confidently indicate on my sheet that yes is the correct answer here. Okay, next one. The gestation period for females is about 4 years. When we compare these two animals, is it important to know how long the mother tigers are pregnant? So, is it important to know? There's a whole paragraph about their reproduction. Hopefully, we didn't forget that. So, is it important then to identify how long they're pregnant? Yes, it's important. So now I know it's given. Okay, so it's given. Okay, is it true? Is it true that females are pregnant for 4 years? Oh, that poor female tiger. Absolutely not. I don't think there is an animal in the world that is pregnant for 4 years. So the answer there is no. I think it was much, much shorter. 15 weeks, I think was what the passage said, if I remember correctly. 15 weeks, not 15 days, Hikmatillo. 15 weeks. 15 days would be very, very short. Remember, humans were pregnant for close to 40 weeks. So, all right, good. So we know the answer is no. Okay, again, 4 years, way too much. Okay, young tigers need their mother for survival during the first half year. Again, let's start with the question. So, is it important in this passage to understand these two tigers, to know how long the young tigers need their mothers? Is that important? Okay, yes it is. So we know it's given. Is it true that they need their mother for surviving for the first half year? Yes, it is. Now, let's see how well you are paying attention. Does the passage say half year or first half year? Does the passage actually say, no, Pachu says the passage actually says first 6 months. Yeah, so if you're searching for half year, you won't find it because the passage says 6 months. Okay, good. I'm happy that many of you caught that. All right, number 22. Killing is a rite of passage which shows a cub is ready to leave its mother. Okay, so is this important for the passage? Is it important to know for these two animals whether or not the cub is ready to leave its mother after it's able to prove that it is capable of killing and hunting on its own? So is that important for this passage? No, it's not. So when we answer no for the first question, we know right away that the answer is not given. Okay, so it's not given. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, geez, I don't really know. I mean, did I read that? Did I not read that? Another correct technique that should have helped you with this is visualization. Did you visualize a little tiger or a young tiger killing a deer or killing a wild boar and then dragging it to its mother and being like, hey mom, look at what I can do. Am I good to like go now and get my own tiger den and live there on my own and start, doing things by myself? Did you visualize that when you were reading? Hopefully not. Okay. And if you didn't see it, yes, Shanghung, exactly like in The Lion King, okay? So if you didn't see it, it's not in there, okay? If this is in the passage, you should see it, okay? If this is in the passage, you should visually see the tiger dragging a animal to the mother and going, check it out, look at what I can do, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, 23. If a mother gives birth to 1 to 4 cubs, it is common for one not to live past 6 months. Okay, so is it important for us, the reader, when we're reading about these two tigers, to learn whether or not one of 4 cubs does not live past half a year? So 23. Okay, not important for this passage. Again, not given. Again, same as with 22, you should have visualized that. If there's this kind of a dramatic information in the passage where a baby tiger's dying for some reason, then you should see that. If you don't see it, it's not in there. Okay, so be confident. So yes, no, yes, not given. Not given. Notice again, students, only 2 are yeses. Okay, so 3 of the correct answers are not given, and no. The reason I'm showing you that is because it's a warning. If you're trying to search, skim, scan the passage for correct answers, you will eat all of the time on these 3 questions because it's going to take you a lot of effort to realize that those are no and not givens. Okay, so don't do that, right? Don't do that. Don't skim and scan. Okay, here we go. Last few questions. Let's do them together. Okay, these are completing the spaces or completing the sentences, filling in the spaces. 24, humans are not a part of the tiger's regular what? Awaz, yeah, absolutely. If you write no instead of not given, it's considered wrong. Okay. Yes, so the correct answer here is diet. Okay, diet, absolutely. Okay, so humans are not a part of the tiger's regular diet, not regular food, but regular diet. All right. Number 25, while not common, the Bengal tigers will resort to something humans, especially if they are unable to process the flesh of other animals. So what's the correct answer there for number 28? While not common, the Bengal tiger will resort to what? to hunt humans? Yeah, maybe. Kill, maybe. I would say eating. Okay. Now, again, it's a very dramatic part of the text. So if you're not sure if it's killing, hunting, or eating, you should hopefully remember that this was near the end of the text. You should have visualized that. Okay. So one last difference between the two is especially for humans. Neither tiger hunts humans as part of their normal diet, but one of the two tigers is known to be a man-eater. The Bengal tiger, under the right circumstances, will eat humans. Okay, so eat or eating here is the correct answer. Okay. Correct grammar form is with an ing. Okay, you need the ger in there. So we'll resort to eating humans. Last one. Attacks by Bengal tigers are often committed in defense of the tiger's what? Hassan Sadiq says the last one is cubs. Yeah, it's called a tiger's cub. Cubs. Okay. Good. So yeah, it's not a tiger baby. It's not a tiger kitten. It's a tiger cub. Don't get it wrong, because you have the word here also. So not just in the passage, but killing is a rite of passage which shows a cub is ready to leave its mother. Okay, so cub. All right? So don't get those wrong, especially when the word is given to you elsewhere. Tiger's cub. All right, bonus question as we wrap up the class. What other animals in English have babies that are called cubs? Let's see how many of you know this challenge for today. So tigers have cubs. What other animals have cubs? Lions have cubs as well. Sintiki, that's right. There are some other animals. So lions, tigers, yes. Navjeet with an emoji. Lion. What other animals? And don't cheat. Elephants, no. That's right, Juan Pablo. Very good. Bears. Okay. Kangaroos, no, Jairam. Kangaroos different. Kangaroos have joeys. Bears have cubs. So bear cubs, lion cubs. Foxes, yes, Hassan, I believe you were right. Foxes, there you go. Tuthan Nguyen. Wolves have cubs as well. Wolf, right? It's an interesting one. Dogs have puppies. Wolves have cubs. No, dogs have puppies, June. Dogs have puppies. Wolves have cubs. Okay, wolf cub, dog puppy. All right, students, that is it for this class. Remember the strategies that we covered. For lots more effective strategies, check out our premium package at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general. And again, we're the only company, I believe, that actually gives you audio reading for the reading sections as well as extra help. Mahesh, very good. Raccoons have cubs as well. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so that's it for me for today. I will be back tomorrow with a listening section for everyone, and members will finish up that task 2 that we started earlier today. Download our app, Academic IELTS Help, from your app store as well. Bye for now. Have an awesome rest of your day, and if you're getting ready for bed, then sweet dreams.